Hey guys, here's another writing video that is not writing related, but has everything to do with writing. Um, the time in the world right now is really interesting and chaotic, and we've had these before in history. This isn't the first time, but it is pushing a lot of us toward this sense of emotional urgency and and internal chaos. And I teach a lot of people, and so I'm intimately involved in a lot of people's lives, and that gives me this insight into how people are feeling. And the sense that I get over and over again is just the sense of unease and the sense of urgency, and like we don't have control over what's going on in the world, and so we're grasping at straws for how to get some form of control in this chaos. And what it's leading to is a lot of pseudo productivity, a lot of pseudo busyness, this sense of trying to keep busy to get some sense of control, or trying to hunker down on the control of the things that we think that we should have, that we actually don't have. And so I would like to lovingly urge you toward controlling the one and only thing that we have control over, which is our own minds. That's it. We don't have control over anything else. As much as we would like to believe that we do, we don't. And so your mind, the way you breathe, the way you think, the way you operate in the world and show up every day is the only thing we have control over. And it's not when things are good that you have this control or can have this control. It's right now in the chaos, right now with things exactly the way they are, exactly the way you are. This is the time to start to really hone and discipline some daily practice that brings you back to who you are and what you're here in this world for. Because you're going to be able to bring this to your horses and to the people in your life that you love, and to help countless other people who might be affected in some way by your example. But if you are pulled into the fear and the chaos and the trying to keep up and the trying to control and the trying to be productive in these pseudo productivity ways that the world would have you believe you need to do, it's just going to lead to this emotional reactivity and this furthering of internal chaos, and that spreads like these little spider webs everywhere. And so regardless of who you are, regardless of what you are capable of, um, everyone can control their own breathing, and that leads to the control of our own thoughts. And so if you can't sit for 20 minutes and meditate, then that's fine. You can walk, and you can box breathe while you're walking, or you can slow your own breathing down, or you can breathe through your nose, or you can choose to breathe more deeply. And you have to think about it, you have to practice it, and you have to make it an intentional practice. But it has to become a daily part of your life. And like I said, don't wait for things to get easier. It's right now. This is the time where these things matter the most, and then you spread that to other people. You spread your peace instead of fear. You spread your thoughtful actions rather than your reactive behaviors. And there's a lot of those people that we look up to as being more spiritual than us, these beacons of spirituality that so many of us are attracted to right now, have this sense a lot of times of being better than us. Like we might look at them, whether they're intentionally trying to look better than us or not. A lot of times we put them on a pedestal and think of them as somehow above us, when the truth of the matter is we have the same capacities. We just have to hone them. We have the capacity to listen to our intuition, to control our breathing, to control our thoughts, to control the way we show up in the world. We have the capacity to learn from our experiences, to learn from our struggles, to help others. Um, there isn't a look that comes with being in tune with yourself. There isn't a certain type of clothing you have to wear. There isn't a certain type of verbiage you have to get hip to. There isn't a certain type of horse you have to ride. You don't have to have long flowing hair. You don't have to look like anything. You can just be you. And that's the most amazing thing, is just be you, but disciplining your thoughts so that you are not in a state of fear, chaos, and emotional reactivity, regardless of what's happening in the world. And there have been countless people throughout history that have walked this earth in their lifetime to teach us these things. So it's possible even in worse things that are happening right now. And this is so important for our horses, so important for our loved ones, and so important for our own life to be a life of value. So urging you to take seriously some daily practice that allows you to be the best you that you are, not someone else, not trying to keep up with other people, not trying to appear like other people, not trying to be busy, not trying to control, not trying to escape, but trying to be here right now as you are, as good as you can be. And that is the best thing you can do for yourself, for your loved ones, for your horse, and for the world at large.